In addition to age, people often ask about race, culture, gender. And again, these are important questions. We've tried them in many ways, and again, we often don't find very big differences. Interestingly, particularly with gender, we do find some differences, and those differences are as the decisions become more complex. And here's the way I think about it right now. Most of our decisions that we experiment with are very simple, right? They're abstract, they're general, they're not embedded in a particular culture. And because of that, people behave quite similar to those things. But when we add culture, we add another layer to the decision, and because of that, things can look differently. So, for example, in the last chapter of Predictably Irrational, I described the case of what happens when people order food and drinks in a group. And what we found is that when people order it in a group in the US, people want to show the other people in the group how different and unique they are. So if somebody else ordered the fish and you also wanted the fish, you will not order the fish because you want to say that you're different. So you'll order the chicken. Now, when you get it, you're going to get stuck with the chicken, but at the time of the ordering, you'll be able to show to the other people that you're different, that you don't follow the herd, that you're unique. And sadly, by doing that, you will get stuck with something you don't like and you will regret it. So we find this in the US. In China, in Hong Kong and in China, we find in some way the same result, in some way the opposite result. There, when people are in group, they also do things they don't like. They also sacrifice their enjoyment from the food to portray an image to people in the group, but the image that they're portraying is slightly different. In that case, they want to show conformity. So if you order the fish and I want the chicken, I would give up the chicken to get the fish as well to signal my conformity. Now, when the fish gets there, I will be upset, I will be disappointed. So in some sense, it's the same thing. People are willing to sacrifice their own utility and enjoyment to portray an image to the group, but the kind of image that they're trying to portray could be different in different cultures. Similarly, one of the things we find with genders is that when we play games in which it's an economic games with a sender and a receiver, male and females behave in the same way, but there are specific versions in which you can punish people differently. And what happens is that people are different on how they punish. Women punish slightly more equitable, and men punish more with a, FU kind of approach. So the way to think about it is that deep down inside we're all the same, but there's a cultural veneer that covers it, and then what happens is that this cultural veneer lets certain behaviors express themselves one way or another. So the culture is incredibly important, but even if we find cultural difference, it doesn't mean that it changes how at the core we make decisions.